Hello everyone and welcome to a new video in Pandaween 2023. So I actually just came up with this idea like 15 minutes ago. I was gonna do a completely different video, but I wasn't like super stoked about it. I was just kind of doing it to have a Pandaween video to put out, but I wasn't like really feeling it. And then I got this idea and was like, this idea is way better. So that's what we're gonna do this week. Today, I really wanted to, since I'm on a nostalgia kick, I've been looking through old photos from like old conventions and watching videos about like convention history and stuff like that. Like I've just been very nostalgic for the 2000s and 2010s. And on that note, I was looking through old photos just now and came across all of these photos of my old Halloween costumes. And I thought, since it's Pandaween, what better time to react to some of my old Halloween costumes. Halloween has always been my favorite holiday, I think, and as a kid it was my favorite holiday because I got the opportunity to dress up, and obviously now I get to dress up on a regular basis, so the dressing up aspect is not as central for me anymore. I could make a whole video about cosplayers and Halloween because Halloween is like a really weird time for cosplayers. Most cosplayers love Halloween, but they don't love dressing up for Halloween, which is an interesting thing. But that's a whole other video. Anyway, my mom always made my Halloween costumes, so they have major significance for me. So looking back at these photos, this is gonna be a really special experience. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so what I quickly learned about my old Halloween costumes in terms of like photographic proof is that they skip every second year for some reason. So like only every second Halloween costume that I did in my childhood has been documented. Everything else is lost to time. Hashtag lost media. So we're gonna work with what we have, but we don't have every single Halloween costume, but that's okay. All right, so we're gonna start with 2001, and we're starting out with a classic, you know? Like I think most children have gone trick-or-treating as this, and that is a witch. Very cute. This one is like one of the only Halloween costumes that my mom didn't make for me. My mom made the vast majority of my Halloween costumes, but there are like two that she didn't actually make. So this is one of them. This is just like a store-bought witch costume. I have my little cat with me because every witch needs a familiar. His name was Scat the cat, and he is a Beanie Baby. R.I.P. Beanie Babies. They don't make them anymore, and that makes me sad. This is, you know, such a classic choice for a Halloween costume. Not much more to say about it. Like it's very cute, but you know, there's not a whole lot happening, and it was 2001, so I don't remember anything about it, but it looks like I had a good time. Actually, it doesn't. I'm not smiling in any of these photos. So maybe I didn't have a good time, but hopefully I did. Next up is a fabulous, fabulous choice. Nothing screams 2000s more than this Halloween costume, and that is an Aisha from Neopets. I was obsessed with Neopets as a kid. Not as obsessed as I would become with Webkinz, because Webkinz is just better than Neopets, don't at me. But in the early part of the 2000s, I was very obsessed with Neopets, and so I wanted to be my favorite Neopet for Halloween. I knew exactly what I wanted in terms of like the humanized design for this Halloween costume. This was a Gajinka before I even knew what a Gajinka was. I was very proud of this Halloween costume. I was very excited. Nobody got it because growing up, we only had like older people living in our neighborhood, so none of them knew what I was supposed to be, but I did not care. I was very happy to be a Neopet, and that's really all that matters. Okay, next we have 2005. This is where things get cursed, all right? I don't have a lot of cursed Halloween costumes, but this one is very cursed. I became really obsessed with fish. My hyperfixation was like fish. I had an aquarium full of platies. That's the name of the breed of fish that I had. That was my thing. You get into weird things as a kid, and for me, like I wanted to be a marine biologist. I was obsessed with aquatic life. So naturally for Halloween, I wanted to be a fish, and it did not go well. Trying to make a fish costume, difficult. We tried. My mom put so much effort into it and really tried to make it work, but it didn't go well. So here I am being a fish, specifically a platy, and this is how it went. You know, from the scales on the face, that's definitely magic marker. Oh my gosh, I have gills on my neck. That's great. You know, A for effort, but Ooh, not good. My story from this costume is I was trick-or-treating with some friends, and one of them I think was a dead cheerleader or something dead. And so we went up to this one house, and this guy answers the door, and he's like, oh, what are you guys supposed to be? And so she says like, oh, I'm a dead whatever. And another friend was like a dead something as well. So, you know, he's like, and what about you? And she's like, oh, a dead whatever she was, I can't remember. And then he gets to me and he's like, oh, and you're a dead, and I'm like, a fish. And he's like, fish. Okay, so he thought I was supposed to be a dead fish, which I was supposed to be an alive fish, but just like in the context, I didn't really differentiate the fact that I was the one alive thing out of everything. Very cursed Halloween costume, did not go well, did not go over well. Nobody really understood what it was supposed to be, and everybody probably thought that I was weird for wanting to be a fish. But you know, the heart wants what the heart wants, and kids' Halloween costumes are always very surprising and unique. So this is my surprising and unique Halloween costume. Next we have 2007, and this was during my intense Webkinz phase. So like I said before, I was huge into Webkinz after I was into Neopets. So staying on that like virtual pet theme that my Halloween costumes apparently have, I was a panda, but specifically a Webkinz panda because I had the tag. And I don't remember how this Halloween costume was received. I think it was received well. I don't really remember. Like most people got that I was a panda, and then if people were like into Webkinz, they would get the extra bonus that I was a Webkinz. So it was a nice like kind of recognizable Halloween costume. People could recognize it on different levels depending on if they knew Webkinz or not. So I think that's really positive. The mask leaves a lot to be desired. That is definitely a Halloween mask covered in Kleenex for the white and then construction paper for the black. Obviously, I didn't care. I was very happy to be a Webkinz. I have my little Webkinz panda named Bamboo. I know, very original name. It is what it is. I have no regrets. I think it's very cute to look back on, but like in terms of like quality, you know, it was what it was, but I still had a good time, so that's what matters. All right, then we get into my cosplayer phase. So this was 2008, and this was when I first learned what cosplay was. So you could call this my first cosplay. It was later worn to a convention, so it was kind of like christened as a cosplay. But I guess I wasn't like officially a cosplayer when I first did this Halloween costume, so it's a little bit of a gray area. But anyway, my next one was Katara from Avatar. My mom put so much love into this costume, and I was very proud to wear it around. I remember feeling very powerful. Everybody made fun of me for it. Either people didn't get it or they made fun of me for it, because for some reason people would bully me for liking Avatar, which is crazy because it's like the best cartoon ever made. So maybe Avatar was just like too sophisticated for them. I don't know. I do remember being bullied for this Halloween costume. Either that or people were like very snarky and being like, when are you supposed to be? So it was not a very well received Halloween costume, but I didn't care. I was very happy about this costume. I was thrilled to be Katara. The only thing that I didn't like was the fact that my hair was pulled back. I used to feel very self-conscious about having my hair pulled back. Like I didn't feel pretty with my hair pulled back, which is ironic because now I keep my hair pulled back pretty much all the time. Ironically, not right now, but usually I keep my hair like up in a bun or a ponytail just to keep it on my face. But at the time, I was all about having my hair down and like in my face and everything. So I didn't like wearing the braid, but I did it for Katara, and that's what's important. Last but certainly not least, this was my first ever like proper cosplay. I actually wore this to a convention on Halloween. The convention took place on Halloween Day, and then I wore it trick-or-treating Halloween night, and that is Peach from Mario. Peach was my everything when I was 14. I was very, very enthusiastic about Peach. My mom put so much effort into this Halloween costume, so much love into this Halloween costume, and I was very proud to get to wear it. I remember wearing it to the Comic-Con that was on Halloween in my hometown, and it was really well received. People were very excited to see me, and I have so many stories that I could tell about that, which maybe I'll do a little story time about that day later. I have very pleasant memories of wearing this Halloween costume. I was very, very thrilled to be Peach. So anyway, that was my Halloween costume from 2009. And that's a little look back on my Halloween costumes from over the years. I did more Halloween costumes after this. I did trick-or-treat until my last year of high school because I was very into Halloween, very into dressing up. I didn't feel like they really counted. So those are my Halloween costumes from my childhood that my mom helped me make, or made for me rather, that that I really wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed. It was very special getting to share these with you guys, so I really appreciate the opportunity. And yeah, anyway, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all next time. But until then, Panda Faces, please be sure to take care. Bye!